G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnall, this is ACWSport, and week 13 certainly brought an awful lot of luck for a lot of the Premier League's big teams. But for me, there was only one place to start, and that is at St Mary's, where Everton were smashed by Southampton 4-1. Again, it's another embarrassing display from the toffees. Don't get me wrong, Sigurdsson's goal was unbelievable, but that was pretty much all they did all game. Southampton tore them apart, and it has been an embarrassing week for Everton overall. Good couple of goals from Charlie Austin, but they were pretty much identical to each other. That's how easy it was for Southampton to create, especially down that left side where Tadic was playing. He had a great game himself, but there's a lot of worries for Everton to have at the moment. They need to get a manager in soon who's going to really be able to organise that team quickly, because I do believe they've got a fantastic squad. You can see it. Yeah, they've bought too many players for the wrong, for the same positions, but you can see that if they have a manager in there that's going to organise that team, they will be a hard team to beat. They just need their confidence built back up, and then I do believe they will start climbing up the table. But they need to address that situation soon, because if results like this keep coming in, it's not going to get any easier for the new manager coming in, whether that's Unsworth or whether that's someone else. But they need to sort that situation out soon. But big hammering defeat for Everton. Big win for Southampton, though. Considering they don't score many goals, this was a great game for them. Hopefully this could be a bit of a turning point for this season, even though they do have Manchester City next. But if they cannot get hammered there, like pretty much everyone else has, aside from Everton, which is ironic, then maybe this could be a real bit of a turning point for them. So we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Manchester City, they came so close to dropping points against Huddersfield, who put in a fantastic effort at home. Even took the lead through an own goal from Nicholas Otamendi right on the stroke of half-time. Even though City weren't really at the races, they still had almost 80% of the ball possession. For me, this result was never really going to be in doubt, even though I've watched the match highlights. And even though it does seem like it was a close game in terms of the scoreline, and that City had lots of chances, Huddersfield didn't really create too much. But you do have to feel for Huddersfield because they had defended so well. And let's face it, Sterling's winner after Aguero had scored a penalty was as lucky as they come, really. Just hitting him on the thigh, bouncing up and going in. Not really a classy way to win a game, but City won't care. Raheem Sterling won't care. He's having a great season. His 12th goal already. It's his highest scoring season so far, and it's going to be exciting to see how many he gets this year, because he is a completely changed player this year. In recent years, I've said myself to friends and that he seems to start the season so well, then he fades, but so far he's been very, very consistent, and Pep really seems to be getting the best out of him. So it's exciting to watch, and good for England as well. Sterling finally living up to all the hype that is around him. But a close win for City, but a win nonetheless. And it's results like these that a lot of people say are the true results of champions, when you're not playing particularly at the races, but you can still claw out a win. Another team that clawed out a win were Arsenal. They just beat Burnley for the third year in a row, thanks to an injury time winner from Alexis Sanchez from the penalty spot. Burnley incredibly unlucky not to have won this game, or at least got a point. Good Munson rattling the post after a good save from Cech. But you do have to feel for Burnley, because for me, the penalty that was given wasn't a penalty. The actual touch on Ramsey wasn't strong enough for him to go over the way that he did, and I think that he sold the referee one there. But all credit to Sanchez for sticking it away. Big result for Arsenal. And of course, next weekend, once we get through the next round of games, they face Manchester United at home. And depending on how results go for them in midweek and United, that could be a monstrous game at the top. Speaking of United, they also got incredibly lucky at home to Brighton, who created one or two half chances, nothing too really clear-cut. But United were not at the races at all. Don't get me wrong, fantastic save in the first half from their goalkeeper, Brighton's goalkeeper. But in the end, Ashley Young's shot was deflected up and into the top corner by Dunk. And United just claw a victory. They still remain unbeaten at home in all competitions this season. Straight wins as well, so fantastic form at Old Trafford, especially when you consider that their next home game is Manchester City. Whoo, cannot wait for that one. But these next three games could really break or make Manchester United this season. Watford away, who are in decent form and do play very well under Marco Silva. Then Arsenal away, and then City at home. And you just have to worry a little bit for United that if they don't get maximum points, that they could be well and truly out of the title race before Christmas. Two teams that I predicted were going to draw, but it was the biggest game of the weekend. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Ended 1-1. It looked like a fantastic game. I didn't get the chance to watch it all, but I did see all the highlights. Salah is just such a wonderful player to watch. I can't get enough of him at the moment. I don't think the Premier League can. He scored more than Liverpool's top goal scorers from the last 3 or 4 seasons in the opening 3 months of this season. At the moment, he could get well over 30 goals this season, and he's just got such a wonderful way of playing. And I'm excited to see just how far he can go here in the Premier League. Can he cement himself as a Liverpool legend over the coming years? Don't want to talk too soon, but Liverpool have got a player that they can really build their squad around. And I tell you what, it's crazy because he could easily have 10 more goals so far this season if he took more of his chances. But there is still a settling-in period coming back to a league when you consider he went off to Serie A and that. So we'll just have to see how he develops furthermore over the season. But what an exciting player for Liverpool to have. As for Chelsea, look, Willian's equaliser was a cross. I don't care what he says. He did not mean that. He wasn't even looking at goal. I just think he was trying to get it back across the face of goal for someone to try and get onto it. But even so, it was a well-taken goal. And good point. I think good point for both teams. They avoid being defeated. And it just keeps them just in the title race, both of them. But it keeps the momentum going for both of them as well. Tottenham, though, wow, what a blow. It's easy to see how Tottenham are developing because last year when they were in the Champions League, they were rubbish in the Champions League, but pretty good in the Premier League. This year, they're really good in the Champions League, but they suck in the Premier League after they've played in the Champions League. So hopefully, third time's the charm. Should they qualify next year, they'll be good in both competitions after playing. But West Brom dealt them a massive blow. Tottenham were just asleep. Rondon took his goal very, very well. I mean, from a Tottenham perspective, such a poor goal to concede. They got a bit unlucky because they couldn't quite find an equaliser early enough. But, West Brom almost nicked it at the end, even though Harry Kane scored. It's his 39th goal in all competitions so far this calendar year, which is amazing. It's a disappointing result again for Spurs and just holds them back again. And I honestly think Tottenham's title chances are well and truly over. But then I honestly believe only City are going to win it. But we'll have to wait and see if they can make a bit of a comeback. But Arsenal have now leapfrogged them. So Tottenham are now playing catch-up with their arch rivals once again. Now, down towards the bottom of the Premier League, Crystal Palace picked up a massive win at home to Stoke, coming from behind to win at Selhurst Park. Palace deserved it, though. I thought they edged Stoke. Shaqiri's goal. If Lionel Messi had scored that goal, we would have been talking about it for the rest of the season. But it was unbelievable from Shaqiri. He does have that in his locker. He can be world-class at times, but he just doesn't do it consistently enough. If Stoke can get a little bit more out of him more often, then they could really fly up the table. But it's just not enough from him. But unbelievable goal, definitely a contender for goal of the month. Maybe goal of the season come the end of the season as well. But Palace, they stuck at it. Roy Hodgson's got them performing so well, especially at home. And as I said, if they can make Selhurst part of that fortress, I believe they can really go places and start climbing up the table. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, Loftus-Cheek was met at the back post. It's safe to say that Shawcross had an awful game for Stoke. Not only was he at fault for both of the goals, but at the same time, he also pretty much cleared the ball off of Crystal Palace's goal line as well when Stoke were about to score a second. So unbelievable miss from him and just not a good day at the office. But all credit to Palace coming back, like I said, through Loftus-Cheek and then through Sacco in the 90th minute. Their first winning goal in injury time in the Premier League, which is unbelievable. So, mental scenes at Selhurst Park, but a good win for Crystal Palace. Elsewhere, Newcastle were humbled at home by Watford, losing 3-0. And for me, the first goal of this game pretty much shows how easy it was because Hughes had all the time in the world to pretty much walk into the box and then just very calmly place it into the corner after the cutback. But Newcastle were not at the races and Watford really made them pay. And as I said, Watford are the surprise team so far this year for me, along with Burnley. And you just can't underestimate what they're going to do. At times, you're not sure what kind of Watford you're going to get, but on days like this, they can punish anyone, and they really punish Newcastle here. And then the other two games, we saw 2 draws, West Ham versus Leicester, and then Swansea versus Bournemouth. Not the most entertaining games in the world, but West Ham will be happy with the point. Leicester probably a little bit disappointed, and then Bournemouth will probably be disappointed to have dropped points, whereas Swansea might be pretty happy that they've actually gained a point after their results in recent weeks. And that pretty much sums up everything that happened in Week 13 of the Premier League. Please let me know, what did you think of Week 13? What were your main talking points? I'm always interested to hear. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnall. Please don't forget to subscribe to ACW Sport, and I'll be back tomorrow with my Week 14 Premier League predictions.